So I guess, and maybe I'll ask this question from your personal experience, but it's also something that is a broader conversation. I can see the ease of a woman being a pilot. I can also see the challenges of a mother being a pilot, especially if you're working for an international airline where your flights will take you out of the country and take you away from home. Between yourself and, I'm not sure if you have children.
I do.
You do. So between yourself and other colleagues, how have you navigated that space of the quite demanding needs of an commercial airline pilot, having to leave the country, pretty much every other day, while you have young children, for example?
Okay, allow me to digress a bit. I remember when we were starting,
Yeah.
as many females, because Captain Irene Cocky was the only one for, I think, 7 years before now, other women started trickling in.
Yes.
And so there was a challenge of how do you deal with the women, especially when they're on ground duties, on maternity,
GDP.
GDP, exactly.
Yeah.
When they come back and continue flying, how do you handle that? So that was still new for the company to navigate. And I remember I called this lady. I met her through Women in Aviation International. She's a captain, or she's now since retired. She's a captain in Air India.
Okay.
And so I was asking her, how do you navigate all this? And she laughed and she said, it's not a challenge anymore in Air India. We are over 100 female pilots. And I was like, wow. So I said, it's something. She said, yes, you being the ones who are ahead, of course, the pioneers, it's going to be a bit difficult. But with time, the systems are going to be put in place.
Okay.
So right now, I can count, we are so many now mothers, who are in that space.
Yeah.
The challenge comes in, of course, now they used to ask, for how long will you fly? Because now the first 3 months is what they say, that is, you have to be very careful because that is the time. It's sensitive. You can easily miscarriage, but you can fly up until, I want to say 32 weeks of flying. So the argument that time, it used to be so funny because I know my friend, she flew up until the last minute. She had a very easy pregnancy.
Okay.
And they're saying, oh, how will it look in front of the passengers that you have a belly going into the cockpit? And this is, okay, it's not on a light note, but that's what she said. She said, but some of the captains, they have big fat bellies, which are bigger than, my pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Fair
they're still
point.
flying,
That's a very fair point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she said, I don't understand why that is an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue.
And for as long as my doctor has cleared me, then I should be able to fly like any other person.
Yeah.
And so I remember now, back to my story. So I flew up until I was 5 months.
Okay.
Then I went on ground duties, got my baby. Well, they give you 3 months of maternity, the usual one. But then thank God I had accumulated leave days. So I stayed home for 6 months to take care of my baby. After that, now to do the ground school to return back to flying. I was on the 767 at that point. So the ground school, of course, now I'm still in Nairobi, just navigating, going through my ground school, do my exams. Then I went away to Addis for 19 days to, just to do my simulator flying. And I remember it was hard. I sat on that aircraft beating myself. What kind of a mother leaves a child at 7 months?
Yeah.
Go to Addis. And I cried my heart out. And then I just had a conversation with God. I said, I will not cry every day.
Yeah.
You will have to give me strength.
Yeah.
And then my mother, in her, I always say it's the voice of God that spoke through her. She said, God gave you a child and wired your child in a way that they knew mommy will not always be around. So with us as women, I always say we are not in a traditional capacity.
Yeah.
We will not be home every day.
Yeah.
Because at that time I was still doing long haul flights. I would go to China, be away for 5 days and come back home. But you need help and never be shy to ask for help.
Okay.
I was not in all my daughter's recitals in school.
Yeah.
Her games and everything, some of them I missed, but there was always someone there in the crowd to cheer her. If it's not the father, then one of my friends would be there. But there was always somebody.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's an important conversation to have that I don't think we have as extensively as we should have. Because I'm of the mindset that anyone who is capable and competent should be allowed to do the job.
Yes.
And if there's any personal circumstances that might complicate that, then let's have a conversation about that.
Yes.
And like you said earlier, there's a shortage of pilots in Kenya, but it's not just Kenya. It's a global shortage of pilots. And if you have such a shortage that has been ongoing and is predicted to continue going because the market is expanding faster than pilots can be trained, you cannot afford to move half of the population out of consideration, and you need to find ways to make it work. You know, so I think that's a conversation, especially as Africans, we need to have a bit more of saying, how do we make this work for more women so that there are more people that are available to fly the many aircraft that we need. Okay, so thanks for sharing that.